I gotta say I'm a genius when it comes to cooking. Now 𝐷 is gonna try it.
Why are you so
What?
close to us?
What?
Oh, it's the dye.
You don't like the camera close to you?
Oh, it's just like close. What?
Taste. Let's see. Let's see.
It's good.
Is
You
it good?
use my cheese, huh?
Your cheese. So this is gonna be a day in the life of Dan. I already worked out, and now I'm gonna make a pumpkin soup. I'm being quiet because 𝐷's still asleep. I'm usually up by 5 or 6. She's more of a 9 o'clock person. I'm putting some in the fridge for later. You didn't think I was going to use canned pumpkin, did you? Okay, a pumpkin of that size, you're going to be able to make 3 slow cooker, large slow cookers full of pumpkin soup. This is about 1/3 of the pumpkin. So you add some water over the top here. You boil it for 20 to 30 minutes. You don't want to get too soft, but you want to soften it up a little bit before you put it in the slow cooker. Put a little oil on top, not too much. I'll show you when it's ready. Okay, pumpkin soup is not just pumpkin soup, of course, right? You want a little color, you want some nice flavors. Let's look what we got here. All of that's going to be chopped now, and it's going to be put in the soup, and I'll show you how.
Oh, good morning.
Good morning, how are you?
I'm good. Let's see what Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning, baby.
How are you? Did you sleep well, beautiful? Okay, the 𝒕𝒐𝒍𝒂 soup is the base. There's no vegetarian base here. I'm a vegetarian, so I have to make my own. So what I do is after I chop the veggies, I fry them for a few minutes. I don't like overcooked veggies. This is paprika. I fry them with a little oil. And the oil is what actually holds the flavor. I'm using canola oil. I often use olive oil. Those are really my only 2 oils I use. That was salt. The one before it was paprika. These are chili peppers. If you're not a pepper fan, you're not going to want to add those. But the secret to a good pumpkin soup is cumin. I'll put a little now, and I'll put some once I have it all in the slow cooker, and I'll taste, and I'll add some of these vegetables. I'm East meets West, meaning I was born and raised in the U.S. These are more U.S. or specifically Italian spices here, but I think when you mix East and West, that's when the real flavor comes. You see me using these baggies. I use these baggies because I'm a traveler. I like my spices with me. This doesn't make any sense to carry glass or plastic. You can roll these up. This is pepper. So you'll notice I use 3. Let's see, I use the small little chilies I showed you on the white plate. I use a bell pepper. Then I use the black pepper. Cumin's not really a pepper. I use paprika, which is a pepper, and these chili flakes. So I'm a very heavy pepper person. More traditionally, you'll either use less of that or none of it. Now what I do is pour a little canola oil in here, fry it up, and that'll be the base for the soup. It's actually the oil, not too much, maybe 3 tablespoons, maybe 4. It's that oil that holds the flavor. Two things. First, that whole clove of garlic goes on before you start cooking the sauteing the veggies. And the other thing is, this is what the pumpkin looks like when it's ready to take off the boiler. So it's soft but not completely falling apart. Not really soft, just starting to get soft. And immediately take it off the oven, drain the hot water out of it. It'll keep cooking until you get ready to put it in the soup. Okay, now I'm going to fry those veggies for my base. Okay, here's the slow cooker. You'll notice I boiled those potatoes with the pumpkin just to take the edge off those, because I want to eat these around 2 o'clock for lunch. I could have let it cook overnight and it would have cooked everything together, but I speed up the process a little. Other thing you'll notice is I'm outdoors here. This is our front patio. Whenever possible, when you're in Southeast Asia, you want to cook outdoors. You don't want to heat your house and then air condition it. That's just silly. So they have these slow cookers, rice cookers that have plugs, and there's a plug out here on the patio, and then there's a fryer here you can use too. I prefer to cook with gas, so I'm doing my frying inside, but whenever you can, don't do that. 𝐶𝐿 up. Good morning, 𝐶𝐿.
Do not say good morning to me.
No?
No.
Why?
You just scold me just now.
She was getting up on a 3-legged stool to reboot the router, and it's like it falls over when you're sitting on it. It's like I thought she'd hit her head. It's like, don't do that, you're gonna die. So I scolded her. So here's the fried stuff. I don't fry it very long because to me that's a sin. Vegetables should be fresh as possible, just to get the flavors all mixed in. And here I'm putting it in the rice cooker now, or the slow cooker. So you're going to see these all over Asia. They're like a hot water heater. They're also all over Europe. Some people have them in the US. They're not as common there. But what you're going to want to do is boil water first and use that. You've got the vegetables are in there now, sauteed vegetables, all the spices and everything, the pumpkin and the potato, it's all in there, and now I want to add the water. There's a couple more tricks I'll show you, but that's the bulk of it. Now I'm going to put this on high and bring it to a boil. Then I'll show you 2 more tricks. Okay, one of the tricks I promise. This is coconut powder or coconut milk, dehydrated. You can get coconut in a powder form. You can also get it in a flake form, but it's really nice in a pumpkin soup. So I add that, and this is cinnamon. If I could for a minute, I wanted to talk about what this soup costs. That whole pumpkin I showed you, that actually will make 3 slow cookers full of soup, and each slow cooker feeds you for 2 days. Chung and I. And of course that would be like dinner for 2 days, 1 meal for 2 days. The other ingredients are, $2 roughly. Maybe $3 if you're shopping in expensive restaurants, which I don't recommend. I recommend going to the public markets. And so the pumpkin is 50 cents, and the other ingredients, let's say $3. So $3.50 for 3 large slow cookers full of soup. Probably the best food you'll ever taste in your life. Do the math. it's almost nothing. So, and it's very healthy too, as you might imagine. And so keep that in mind. Okay, it's been cooking for about an hour and a half on high in the slow cooker. So I'm going to move it to low. Here's what it looks like now. It's not really ready to eat yet. Let me show you what I do next. So you're going to want that soupy consistency. So what you do is scoop a bunch into a bowl like this, and then you turn it into mush, and that gives the whole, and then put it back in. Makes it more like a stew. See how it looks. It's more sort of creamy, if you will, and you'll pour it into the soup here. You may need to do a couple bowls of that, but the next thing you want to do is make the soup creamier. You can make it creamier by adding maybe some dry milk or some more coconut or maybe almond milk. That's about the same amount of powdered milk you'd put in a glass. The other thing you can do is add a clump of cream cheese if you're not a vegan. That'll just melt in there. Probably leave it all in there for another 40 minutes, let it cook on low, and then taste it, see if it needs more cumin, salt, pepper, or whatever. Had 2 bowls of the soup. It is so good. I gotta say I'm a genius when it comes to cooking. And now Cheng-Hui is gonna try it.
Why are you so
What?
close to us?
What?
Oh, it's the dye.
You don't like the camera close to you?
Oh, it's just like close. What?
Taste. Taste the best soup you
First
ever.
time is free. Second time is not free.
Okay, I'll charge you $10 a bowl.
I will trust you $20 for cleaning.
Cleaning?
Yeah.
To clean the bowl you used to eat when you're done? Or? Let's see. Let's see.
Good.
Is
You
it good?
use my cheese, huh?
Your cheese.
Very nice.
It's really nice.
It's creamy because you already put the cream
I put a little
inside.
cream cheese in there, yeah.
Yeah, cream cheese is very good.
Cream cheese, pumpkin, a little bit of cinnamon, cumin. It's unbelievable. The garlic and everything.
Yeah,
Oh, so good.
so good.
All right, kids. That's what it looks like when you make soup. This is Dan of 𝐕𝐀𝐆𝐃. Hey, subscribe and hit the notifications button. I'm going to tell you all about the best places in the world to retire cheap. Or come to 𝒥𝒂𝒏𝒈.com and check out our reports. Thanks for watching this video.